Hey friends, how we doing? Just getting set up, waiting for more people to join us. We're gonna be tasting some brand new tequilas that came in to me this week, and then just give it a second. I'm trying to get my comments up, but I don't know. Anyway, while we're waiting, if you guys want to start throwing some questions in the comments, we're going to answer those in just a little bit. I am just trying to figure out where my comments are. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Anyway, hi, how we doing? Just waiting for a couple more people to join us. We're going to be tasting through some cool new tequilas and talking about them. But in the meantime, let's talk whatever questions you guys have. Throw them in the comments. Let's go. No celebrity tequilas, please. Are you new here? I don't do celebrity tequilas. Usually they're pretty bad. So if I do them, I talk about how terrible they are. But I'm just trying to figure out how to get my comments up from YouTube. If anybody knows how to do that, I'm just going to Google it real quick. Pull up comments, OBS, YouTube stream. Bum, 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 bum. Speech bubble icon is what I'm missing. Sorry, I apologize. I know we will be talking soon. Sorry, one moment. I can't figure it out. This is great. What is this? All right. So, bro, is Código a good tequila? It depends on what you I think Código's not bad. It's additive free, and it's confirmed additive free. It was owned and created by George Strait, which I know a lot of people love. And so, I think it's fine. I just think it's expensive. Will your place be open between Christmas and New Year's? Unfortunately, that's the 1 week of the year. Well, actually, one of the 2 weeks of the year that we're actually closed. So we don't open between Christmas and New Year's. We don't get business. So we just end up closing and letting our staff have a day off. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I don't understand why I can't seem to figure this out. This is so frustrating. Please help. Is Siempre a good tequila? I think it's okay. I'm not sure if it's confirmed additive free or not, but I actually prefer their Vivo rather than their regular line. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Now, Nicholas, when you say isn't additive free, it's not, even if it's not confirmed, doesn't mean that they use additives. It just means that it hasn't been confirmed. OBS. 2 comments. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure this out.
How's it going, everyone?
Activity feed? Fortaleza compared to El Tequilano. I think they're a little bit different. Here we go. Oh my gosh. This has been crazy. I've been missing out on this, and I can't seem to... Okay, nope, that wasn't it. I promise we will start talking about tequila in just a bit. I still can't seem to figure this out.
John here. Welcome.
This is stupid. Okay. Okay. Docs. That's... Okay. How is there enough agave to make all this new tequila? There's a lot of agave out there. I actually don't know the answer to that question. But I do know that there is a lot of agave being made. If you're on YouTube, I don't know why I can't see your comments. So I don't know. We're going to just keep going live, and I guess I apologize because I don't know how to figure out these comments. This is driving me fucking insane. This is so annoying. Okay. All right. Well, we have questions. Okay, I pulled it up. Seems like okay for now. All right. So, okay. Sorry. Now that we're all here, there's 75 of you guys on TikTok. There's like 35 of you guys on Instagram. I'm so sorry. Let's get this started. Let's start talking about tequila. Let's go through some of these questions. What bottles? So today we're going to be drinking Lagrimas del Valle, which I've heard a lot of really great things. Siembra Azul, I've had a lot of people ask about this one as well. And of course, the Cascajuin Blanco. This one is, I think they're more traditional one. And I'm really excited to try this because I really like Cascajuin. So I'm really pumped about that. Louis, great. You got some Siembre. David Soto is a great guy. That's great to hear. I've heard the same thing. Every day is a great day to sip tequila, Joshua Reyes. How best to store tequila and it go bad? So everybody asks me so often, how do you store bottles? How do you make sure that they don't go bad? Well, truthfully, alcohol will last a very impressively long time. As long as you take it, you don't put it in direct sunlight and you keep it in a nice cool place. So you can, you shouldn't be having bottles go bad in a year, 2 years, 3 years. There are people who keep bottles for like 10, 15 years. And as long as you keep them in like a cool, dark place where the temperature isn't changing like crazy and you're keeping it out of direct sunlight, it shouldn't go bad. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know the specifics, but don't worry about it. And please don't feel like you need to drink an entire bottle to get rid of it. There's no need. Leo Johansson, I have to go, but I hope that you have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are. Thanks, my friend. Has Fortaleza caught up with the demand yet? No, and we'll talk about that later. Have you tried Cimarron? Yes, I have. Cimarron is actually my well tequila. It's what I use every single day at my bar and restaurant. I love it. It's like $20 a bottle. You really can't beat it on the price. Sorry, let's just go through some of these here. Is Patron additive free? That's an interesting question. It depends on who you ask. It's not confirmed by Tequila Matchmaker, which is what I use as my source. But they actually are part of a pilot program with the CRT, and they are basically trying to create their own additive-free program. So I don't really want to get into that too much because I think it's a little strange what they're doing. So yeah, hopefully they will figure that out soon. We got to change Wi-Fi's or else YouTube is going to drop. So we'll just see how this does. Hopefully it'll change it real quick. All right. So, okay. All right. Cool. Let's see. Are we still live on YouTube? Yeah, we are. Cool. Great. Excellent connection. Make a Manchester United themed cocktail, please. That is in the works. I've been trying to, I want to do that for a very long time. I want to do a lot of different themed cocktails that are originals, and hopefully that's kind of what we start doing. I drink them fast to worry about storing them. Fair enough, I guess. He just said that. Okay, cool. The Lagrimas is fire. Happy you think so. I'm excited to get into it. Thank you for sharing your tequila knowledge with us. You're so welcome. I tried my best to share all of my knowledge with people. Have you tried Ave Tequila? I have not. Dos Artes, tell me about it. I haven't tried it, so I can't tell you anything about it. Favorite drink to make? Whatever my guests are ordering. But personally, I like to make my original cocktails. That's what I like to do. Cascajuin Blanco is great, but I like better the Plata version. Good to know. All right, so do you know the Tequila Collective? So Rob and I have been pretty friendly over the last, let's say, year and a half. Him and I actually did a video on my YouTube channel called Why You Can't Find Fortaleza. And it's a really awesome video that him and I did together, and we partnered. And we've actually been trying to figure out a way to possibly work together in the present, like in the actual physical sense. So we might be doing a tequila tasting at my bar and restaurant at some point. If we can ever figure out scheduling-wise and trying to make it happen. So while we're here, I'm going to start getting these ready so that we can start sipping on them. And then we can just answer more of your questions while we're here. Are you sponsored? I don't know what that means, like by these three brands here. No, I'm not sponsored by these three brands. If I make sponsored content, I will always put the hashtag ad and disclose it so that you guys know. And if anybody's out here thinking, oh, well, you're sponsored, I don't believe and trust you. Well, I'll be honest with you, it's impossible to do what we do on the internet and not make any money off of it because it takes a lot of time, effort, energy, and money. And I just think that people need to stop being deluded into thinking that content creators can't be sponsored. Like, that's just the truth. People need to make money. This is a job. I'm sorry to break it to you. All right, so just picked up Fortaleza Lot 150. Hope you enjoy it. It's really, really fun. Suyo Pisco. Love Suyo Pisco. What's the bottle in the middle? Siembra Azul. Tears of Llorona. Have you tried it? No. Thoughts on the Copa Libertadores final? I only got to watch a part of it. It was on my birthday, and I was busy doing a lot of stuff. I'm really happy that Fluminense won. I think it's actually helping with a very fascinating thing about football, where Diniz has a very the manager from Fluminense has a very particular style of football that he likes to play, and I think that putting that on a global stage is actually really fun. And I think a lot of people will start to get influenced by what he's doing. And hopefully the Brazilian national team can start doing what he's doing with Fluminense in terms of play style. It's very different than what a lot of the European teams do. Where is your bar and restaurant? My bar and restaurant is in Marlborough, Massachusetts. It's about 35 to 40 minutes outside of Boston. And actually, anybody who's in Massachusetts, if you guys are watching right now, I will be doing a live tequila tasting at my bar and restaurant the last week of November. Most likely, I believe that is the 29th. I'm going to probably announce it next week at some point and start selling tickets for it next week. Essentially, what we're going to do is you'll be able to taste 4 incredible, awesome brands of tequila. And then we're going to start, and then it'll include food from the bar and restaurant and maybe a couple of goodies and giveaways from the brands that we're going to be tasting. So we probably have a couple of different pins and clothing thingies and some stickers and stuff like that. So put it down in your calendars for the Massachusetts friends. The 29th of November, we're going to be doing a live tequila tasting at my bar and restaurant on a Wednesday, probably about 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, depending on timing and what people are interested in. All right. Would you sip Arete over Don Julio? I would sip many things before Don Julio. What's his bar? La Bradis Brazilian Barbecue and Bar in Marlborough, Massachusetts. Okay. All right. Let's see here. What do we got? So, have you tried Pantalones yet? No, I get this question every single day. I have not tried Pantalones, which is Matthew McConaughey's new tequila. I think it's insane that he literally made a tequila called Tequila Pants. It's nuts to me. Hitcha GG says, yo, Louis, finally caught a stream. Love the content, homie. What's the best mezcal you've ever tried? The best mezcal, I actually talked about it last stream, and I have a video coming out next week or the week after about it. Most likely, Real Minero is one of my favorites. Saw you have United Pin. Are you Ten Hag out? No, because I have a brain. None of the stuff that's happening is Ten Hag's fault. So, no, I am not Ten Hag out. The dude deserves time. He's been there a year. He's won a trophy. Like, come on. We're going to keep cycling through all these managers. There's no chance. I'm going to go on a little Manchester United rant right now. Sorry. There's literally no reason why we would get rid of the manager. If you think that Jose Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, and Ten Hag are all bad managers, they're not. They're not. There's no way. There's just not. It's not about them. It's about what's behind the scenes. I would not fire the manager. Bought Tres Agaves based on your recommendation and love it for margaritas. Really happy that you think so. I think it's a great tequila for margaritas. I've been learning through you so much. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Cheers. What is a great cocktail to make using both mezcal and tequila? That's a great question. One of my favorites is the, I really like, oh my gosh, what's it called? It's the, it's a ginger cocktail. It's kind of like a penicillin, but it's Medicina Latina. I actually have an entire video on my YouTube channel about how to make it. That's probably my favorite mezcal and tequila cocktail. There's a lot of them, though. A lot of them. All right, so we are finally going to start drinking these tequilas. I know you guys have been around for a while and waiting. It took me a while to get chat up on YouTube, so sorry. Thoughts on the new Jose Cuervo barrel program? I'm going to stop you right there because your sentence started with Jose Cuervo. I don't really care about anything after that. If it's Jose Cuervo, I'm not touching it. Cool. Let's start with Cascajuin, and then we'll end up going to the Lagrimas last. Where is my tasting glass? Where is my tasting glass? Sorry guys, these motherfuckers. broke it. I don't know where they put it. All right. Well, I don't know where my staff put my tasting glass, and if it's broken, I'm gonna fire someone. Anyway, let's try the Cascajuin Blanco. I'll probably try to pull up some information about it so we can talk about it with a little bit more rather than just me tasting it. So let's do tequila matchmaker Cascajuin. How much you sell a shot of Fortaleza at your restaurant? Which one? I have every single one, so it probably ranges between like $13 for the Blanco, and the winter blend I'm serving pour for $25. All right, so Cascajuin, we're gonna step this one first. This is from a very traditional family, from what I know. It's from Nam 1123. It is Tahona crushed. It's by Tequila Matchmaker. It's the third ranked distillery in Mexico, and actually, as it turns out, Lagrimas del Valle is made at the same one. I didn't know that. So I will be doing more research on these so that when I make an actual video about it, I'll have more of that information for all of you. But for right now, I'm just gonna do this is the first time I'm tasting any of these, except for this one because I've tasted it before. But I will do more research, and we will get back to more of that information. Wait, you've stated you love Jose Cuervo. Martin, I don't know what you're following along. I've literally never once in my entire life told you that I love anything about Jose Cuervo. I've never even tried the Reserva de la Familia, so I don't know if you're confusing me with someone else, but I guarantee you I've never said that. All right. Okay, cool. So, oops. We are going to pour some out. I don't know where my tasting glass is, and I'm really upset about it, to be honest with you. So this. So all right. On the nose for the Cascajuin Blanco, I think it has a really great roasted agave flavor, aroma, I guess is the proper way of saying it. A little citrusy, a little grassy, a little vegetal. Very smooth. Wow, amazing pepper, like black pepper flavor. Nice citrus, grassy, vegetal, earthy, minerally, which I really love in a tequila. If you haven't had Cascajuin, I really can't recommend it enough. It is stupidly good, and I really think that it's a fantastic tequila. It's such a great one. Really, really incredible. Top notch. I know that they have their plata and a higher line, and I've actually had those in their bomb. But Cascajuin, man, really, really can't recommend it enough. All right, so now I don't know if you guys have any other questions about Cascajuin. I just think it's dope and pretty great. Is winter blend better than Añejo? It's different. It's a little bit different. I wouldn't say one's better or the other. Question on whiskey bourbon. Have you had Buffalo Trace? I have, but Buffalo Trace pisses me off because when I used to work at a bar, it used to be our bourbon, and now it's you can't get it. It's it's stupid. It's so dumb. Don't get me started on Buffalo Trace. It's a decent bourbon, but it's not allocated or worth being allocated. It's a ridiculous thing. How much is a shot of 818 at your bar? I don't serve crap at my bar. I have the bottles in a little trash corner that I use whenever I'm going to make a video about it, but I don't actually sell any of the stuff that I make fun of. So I don't have Clase Azul on my menu. I don't sell Casamigos. I don't sell 818. None of those are on my menu. That would just be absurd to me. I don't do that. I don't sell anything I don't believe in. Cocktails, food, anything. Since when is minerally good? Since always? What did you just taste? I tasted Cascajuin Blanco. All right. Cool. So now let's talk about Siembra Azul. I'm going to pull up some information on it so that we can talk about it with a little bit more in depth. And let's see here. Bum, 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 bum. So it comes from Gnome 1414. So I actually like Gnome 1414. They make a lot of stuff, but some of the stuff that they make is actually pretty good. And so I think that they actually have some really fun brands coming out of 1414. And this one in particular is a really high rated one. Siembra Azul, it's very high rated. On Tequila Matchmaker, it's got an 86 by the community, which is a really good review, or a good score. Keshav, I respect the fact that as an owner, you don't have the tequila you clown on. Of course not. All I have is my integrity. So if I were to make fun of it and then try to turn around and sell it because that's what people want, I'm just perpetuating the problem. So how is that? I don't do that. Okay, so the one thing about the tequila from Gnome 1414 is that it's not, a lot of them are not confirmed additive free, but that doesn't mean that they use additives. It just means that the people from Tequila Matchmaker haven't been able to test out all of the brands yet. So this one is one of the highest rated ones from that distillery, and I'm really excited to try it because a lot of people have been asking me about this one. And at 1414, they make 35 brands, which in a lot of places I'd be like, that's a lot. But some of the stuff that they make that I really like over there is La Casa. I think is a great brand that is more new to the. It just launched this year, and I really like what they do. They've been doing a really good job with their product, and the other ones that they do over there that are pretty good as well. Arte Gnome. They have an Arte Gnome that's from 1414, which is really nice. Obviously, Siembra Azul is there, and then Yayo is also another one that is made there. So, yeah. All right, so let's give this, I'm going to pour this out, we'll sip it, and talk about it. So, a lot of roasted agave, fruity almost in the aroma, as well as some like citrusy elements. And I can just it just smells a little grassy, a little tropical though. Oh, that's great. That's so good. It's got this really fun fruity flavor that is like unlike anything I've had in a tequila in a while. Greg Duggan, Hit Cuatro is also a quality product from 1414. I think you got your gnomes mixed up there, buddy. Hit Cuatro is not made at 1414. It's made at El Pandillo, which is, I forget the number of it, but it's not at 1414. So it tastes like, obviously, roasted agave, black pepper, citrus, very earthy vegetable, but it has this really fun tropical fruit and fruity element to it that is just so awesome. This is really fun. And I think that it's kind of a journey as you're sipping it. You're like, oh, cool, roasted agave, and then it gets a little fruity, and it's just really fun. Instagram, I'm really sorry that, what's the price on Siembra Azul? I actually don't know. I ordered it from one of my distributors this week, and I don't have the invoice in front of me, so I'm not sure. I forget what we paid for it. Instagram, I'm sorry. The way that they do the questions here is so frustrating because I get notifications when everyone joins, but then it's just like going through all of these is difficult to try and keep up with your questions. So I'm trying to... Oh, El Pandillo is $15.79 is the gnome for $15.79 for El Pandillo. So... All right. Anyway, yeah. Siembra Azul, bomb tequila. Really good, really tasty. I love the tropical fruit element to it, and the flavors that I'm getting from it. Off topic, what can you say about Cascajuin Tequila Blanco? It's not off topic, buddy. We were talking about it earlier. It's really good. It's bomb. Dennis McKee, kudos for not serving bad tequila at your bar. Most owners don't feel that way. 100% most owners don't feel that way. And I don't necessarily blame them because let's talk about this real quick before we taste the Lagrimas del Valle. So why would a bar owner sell really good stuff? Because first of all, if you ask most people, for example, ask anybody on the street if they've heard the words Casamigos, most likely you're going to go, oh yeah, I've heard of it, I've seen it. If you ask them what Siembra Azul is, you think they're going to know? If you ask them what cascajuin is, do you think they're going to know? Obviously not. Absolutely not. Why would they? And so most bar owners, they have to pay their bills. They have to pay their rent. They have to make sure they're trying to make a profit. So what's easier? You sell what everyone already knows, because you don't have to do any job of educating or like showing people why a tequila is bad versus good and what makes things different. And it's much easier to just put Don Julio, Casamigos, and Clase Azul on a menu because it's going to sell. You don't need to do any work. All you have to do is pour it and tell your bartenders to pour it or whatever. But that's I don't want to do that. I don't believe in. Same reason we make fresh juice every day, and the same reason that everything that we do here is as close to a scratch kitchen as possible is because I believe in quality, and that matters at the end of the day. The end product is the most important. So there's not a single bottle on my back bar that I do not believe in personally, that I haven't tasted myself. There's nothing here that was a special that my distributors sold me. So I just treat my bar like a chef would treat his kitchen. It's crap going in, crap coming out. So the quality of what you use is going to determine the quality of what you put out. And that's just in everything, really. I know you're a tequila guy, but add bourbon pursuit to your restaurant. I don't know what that means. Is that a type of bourbon? Is that a game? I also serve bourbon at my restaurant. From Panama. Cool, man. Hey, from Marlboro. Nice to see you. And most of them are just bartenders. Most bartenders know nothing about that alcohol. They just know how to bartend. I don't know about that statement. A lot of bartenders care a lot about what they do, but a lot of times they are just hamstrung by the owners of their bar because they're not allowed to bring in their own stuff. Some people do. Some people are great. Osman Bonilla, where are you located? I am located in Marlboro, Massachusetts. That's where my bar is. Are you the actor from Bring It On? No. This question by Sebastian, the infamous, is actually infuriating. Are there any of those larger name companies that you do like, or do you only like non-famous tequila? First of all, what you consider famous and non-famous is very different than what I think is famous and non-famous. So people tell me that I'm a hipster with tequila. I only like non-popular things, as if that's a bad thing. There's a reason the most popular tequilas are popular, because they have a lot of money behind them. That doesn't mean that they're good. And it paints me in such a bad light where people are like, oh, you only like non-popular stuff. Like, it's a misunderstanding of the entire everything about this. It's not about whether it's popular or not. It's just about the fact that if it's good or not. I don't care if it's popular. And to that point, I think personally that Tequila Ocho, incredibly popular. You can find it in a lot of places. It just depends on where you're going. But in my opinion, Tequila Ocho is incredibly popular. You have Fortaleza is one of the most popular brands. You just don't see it everywhere because they don't have enough created or made. Those are popular. It's just not like you're just thinking about it from the perspective like, oh, like Casamigos and Don Julio. Yeah, that shit's awful. So I don't like that question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that offended you, but that stuff bothers me. Have you tried Kirkland Tequila? I had their vodka and it was great. Keep a lookout to my YouTube channel. I have an entire video coming out on Wednesday where I went tequila shopping at Costco. What are you tasting? Labels backwards. Siembra Azul. Sorry, it's backwards. It's how TikTok does the front-facing camera thing. Can I switch it? I wonder. Can I flip it? Oh yeah, mirror. Oh, I'm gonna unmirror my video. Is that better? Oh, there you go, guys. Hi. How we doing? There we go. Look at that. Much better. There we go. Sorry about that. Now it's up right side up. So, cool. I hate Instagram the way that they do these comments. Like, I don't need to know people are joining the live. Just show me the comments. What's your top tequila that you sell at your bar? When you say top, do you mean like what I like the best? What's the most popular? Like, I sell all the Fortalezas. I have G4, I have Cascanes, I have El Tesoro, I have Tequila Ocho, Siete. I have all of it. Yeah. Thoughts on all the special releases from various brands? Seems like it's a thing this year. I don't know. You sound very judgmental about that. And I think it's pretty great when a brand does something special. I think you have your regular releases, but then if you do something special, it's really cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's just creating something fun. And so I think it's a good thing for the industry to experiment rather than everybody just trying to put out the same stuff all the time. Are you Mexican? No, I'm not. I'm Brazilian. I own a Brazilian restaurant. Do you have Tequila Lalo? Yes, I do. You weren't happy with it. Interesting. I love Lalo. I think it's a great, clean, awesome tequila. What are your thoughts on it? Chilling and grilling. I'd love to hear why you don't like it. That's not a bad thing. I would prefer a well-tasting tequila versus gasoline tasting tequila. Okay. All of your recommendations are amazing. Thank you. Glory, glory, Man United. Yes, absolutely. As a beginner who's wanting to try tequila, what do you recommend me to try, and what's a good way to drink tequila? So hopefully you're drinking it with your mouth. Just kidding. Make a cocktail. Make a margarita. You'd be surprised at how much better a margarita will taste with a non-additive tequila, like an additive-free tequila, versus a regular whatever tequila you might use. It just, like I say all the time, quality going in, quality coming out. So if you're making a margarita, using a really quality tequila is going to just make it taste way better. So make a margarita. Are you Mexican really? No, I'm not Mexican. I'm Brazilian. I've never once claimed to be Mexican. What is your preference of choice, tequila or mezcal? This is going to upset a lot of people. Mezcal. I'd rather, if you were to put, like, in front of me a bottle of anything other than Fortaleza, if you were to put, like, and Cascanes, if you were to put, like, let's say, Origen Raiz and, like, Cascajuin right in front of me, I would probably lean towards sipping the mezcal. But just by this much. Carlos Sarmiento, no judgment. I love it as well. Felt some of the prices were on the high side though. I mean, that's the thing. It's a special release. It's very limited. So it's like, why it needs to be a little bit more expensive, or else it's not worth it for them to do a special release. That's just part of it, the supply and demand. I do think that some of the stuff in the tequila industry is getting very expensive, but it's hard to judge it, right? Because people are willing to pay for it. Be honest, for laser Cascanes. I don't need to answer that. I think that it depends. Both are very good. I think they each have their own merits. I don't think there's one that's better than the other. I just think it depends on what it is that you're looking for. Carlos, makes sense. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thanks for an honest and open conversation. And yeah. Go to tequila for cooking. I don't cook with tequila, weirdly enough. That would be pretty good. You joke, but some weird people out there. I don't know what you mean by that. God, I hate Instagram, how they do the live chat. All right. What do you think of Costco brand tequila? Stick around. This week, I will be putting out a video where I went to Costco and bought some tequila. So I hope you guys look forward to that. Shout out from Taiwan. Thank you for sharing all the agave information. Thank you for watching all the way from Taiwan. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. I missed the update. How'd you do in the New York competition? We were rooting for you. I put a whole video up about it. I finished second, actually. I tied with Bruce, but I had a whole video. There's a whole video on my TikTok and on YouTube about it. So go give it a watch. All right, finally, for the last one that we've been waiting for, let's sip the Lagrimas del Valle. So this is made at the same distillery as Cascajuin. Do you sell tequila in your restaurant? Is that a trick question? I feel like someone's pranking me. Like, am I unpunked? Imagine I spend all this time talking about tequila and I don't sell it at my restaurant. Nice pop sound. I like that. All right. I've been super excited to try this tequila because a lot of people have been asking me about it. And so this is made at the same distillery as Cascajuin, which is already a great sign. And let's pour some out and talk about it. Ooh, I like that. It's very citrusy. Smells a little like roasted agave, citrusy, bright. God, this is stupidly good. Which one is this one? This is El Chiqueño. This is bomb. This is from 2022. And on tequila matchmaker. It says that one of the biggest flavors is grapefruit, and that like juicy grapefruit flavor and aroma really comes through. The roasted agave is right there. It's very minerally. It's very grassy. It's amazing. I love it. Really, grapefruit is probably the best way to describe it. I don't know how they pulled this off, but this is probably one of the best things I've tried in quite a while. This is really good. Like really, really good. God damn, that's awesome. What is your favorite La Luna Mezcal? I forget the name of it. I have a bottle of it up there somewhere. I like a lot of what they do, though. Favorite agaves for mezcal? I really like Tobala. Is one of my favorites. Have you tried Tequila Los Abuelos? Yes. It's the same tequila as Fortaleza is. Someone get in contact with Instagram and tell them to make this easier for me to follow along, because I can't stand having to try and like do this. How do you feel about whiskey stones? Despise them. I think it's silly. I think it's whiskey needs a little bit of water. So using a big cube on whiskey is much better. If you put just whiskey stones, you're not going to dilute it. And in my opinion, whiskey needs a little bit of water, a touch. So I don't like whiskey stones. This is Lagrimas del Valle, for anybody asking for me to do a close-up of it. I'm just going to show everybody here. So, for a lot of you who are still here, I'm going to be doing a tequila tasting class at my bar and restaurant the last week of November. So, November 29th. Save that date. If you're in Massachusetts or if you're in New England and you want to come down for the day, I will be doing I'll be doing a live tasting at my bar and restaurant. It'll include a tasting of 4 different great tequilas. We're also going to be doing some giveaways of some brands that I've gotten in touch with. We're going to do some pins, some stickers, and some other fun stuff during that day. So keep a lookout on my Instagram. I will be posting about it in the next couple of days to try and start selling tickets for it. I'm not sure what it's going to cost yet, but it'll be a tasting of 4 different tequilas, food from the restaurant, like appetizers and stuff will be included, and then you'll get some pins and stickers and stuff like that. All right, cool, man. So we went through all these fun new tequilas that we got. So Josiah Salmon, this is such a specific question, but I'm going to answer because I think it's kind of fun. Are there any producers making agave drinks like mezcal tequila, but that are outside the appellation of origin, so they have to carry different names? If so, how are they different? I think one of the best examples of that is Real Minero. The old bottles of Real Minero used to say mezcal right below where it says Minero, but now it does not. So why is that? These guys are one of the best producers of mezcal in all of Mexico, and they've been doing it for many, many generations. But essentially, they got into a bit of a tiff, a little bit of a scrap, if you will, with the folks from the CRM, which is the people who can like control and regulate mezcal production. And basically, these brands have to like pay into these regulators, like pay them every year so that they can kind of keep their kind of accreditation kind of thing, and to use the name. And which I think is silly, and I think they think is silly too. So what they did was they were like, we're done, contributing to this. We don't want to have to deal with you guys any longer. So they just got rid of the name mezcal because they believed that they had a strong enough brand that they didn't need the word mezcal for people to know what it was that they were selling. And it actually worked out. It's been a couple of years now that they don't have the name mezcal written on any of their bottles, and it's still made just like a traditional mezcal. This one's distilled in clay pots. It's then aged in glass. And so it's a really great example of someone who just doesn't want to conform to some of the craziness from the regulators. And they decided to just get rid of the name mezcal altogether. And it's actually worked out pretty well for them. And I think there's a couple of other ones. I just don't have any examples at my bar. So, but great question. I think that's a really fun, interesting thing because all of these terms and things are basically determined by, a regulatory body. and that's unfortunate. I see your Fortaleza bottles. I can't find them anywhere. Sorry, my friend. They're working their hardest to try and make as much as possible. The regulators are there for a reason. I'm not saying that they're not there for a reason. I just think that there's a lot of stuff that it's funky. Caballito Cerero. That's exactly, Carlos. You're right. That is another brand that got rid of the word tequila from their bottle, and they're just doing stuff outside of the regulatory stuff. Antonio Peña, there were a couple of other brands that followed suit too. I mean, I can imagine if you have someone who is a like a leader in the space, like Real Minero, who a lot of people respect, and they make really bomb stuff. If they start doing stuff differently, other brands will follow because they're like, you know what? If these guys who are awesome are doing it, then let's follow suit. Are any of the ones you tasted today going to be added to your main recommended list? I don't have like a set list, but yeah, I'm probably going to make a standalone video about them. I'm actually, for anybody still on here, I will be doing, if anybody has seen it, I have a video on YouTube where I tasted 30 plus tequilas. I'm actually doing a part 2 to that where I'm tasting 30 plus more tequilas because I'm now at a point where I think I have like about 65 bottles at my bar and restaurant. So I will probably be filming that next week. And that might be out in the next, I don't know when. I'm actually trying to prep as much videos for the end of the year as possible. Luckily, I've had the ability to hire someone to help me edit my short form content, which has allowed me to do things like going live during the week where I don't have to worry so much about editing stuff. So this has been great because this week I know I slacked a little bit. I only went live today. But I've been having a rough week mentally, so I just kind of needed some time to relax. But I've actually been able to do a lot more stuff now that I have someone helping me with the editing, which is great. And so that means that it'll allow me to actually do a lot more awesome YouTube videos. So I have one that I'm working on. Since you guys are all here, we're just going to give you guys the specs. I have a video called making cocktails in 30 different ways, and they get progressively crazier. And just to give you one idea, I actually deep fried a cocktail for that video. I'm not going to give you more information about that because I want you guys to watch the video, but if you've ever thought about frying a cocktail, which I know most people haven't, but it's fun. It'll be very interesting to see what people think. You mentioned Fortaleza works 24/7, but where does the agave come from? They have their own agave field, if I'm not mistaken. All right, friends, I'm probably going to cut it short soon. It's about 3:30, so we're going to be here for like another 7 minutes because I have my bartenders coming up about 4 o'clock so that they can start opening the bar. And then, so that is what we'll need to, they'll have to do that. Where are you located? I'm located in Marlborough, Massachusetts. Well, that's where my bar is. And currently, that's where I am at as well. But yeah, so you got 7 minutes. Ask me some fun questions. Please don't ask me things that I've already answered. Ask me something fun. I have exactly 6 minutes now, and then I will be going back to my office because I have some stuff. Take your shirt off. I will not. Sorry, this is not that kind of live, unfortunately. Though, if you guys want me to start an OnlyFans, start a petition. We'll see what happens. Where did you start your bartender career? Weirdly enough, at a chain restaurant. I was working at a chain restaurant called Uno's Restaurant. If you're from New England, you probably know about it. And it's like a pizza joint that makes Chicago-style pizza. Chicago-style pizza, which I don't know, whatever. Deep dish pizzas. And it was not the greatest restaurant, but I learned how to, I started bartending there. I didn't actually learn how to actually bartend there. I learned how to make drinks there that were shitty. But then I worked at a place called Bourbon's Kitchen and Cocktails in the town that I grew up in, and that's where I actually really learned how to bartend. How much pain has Man United put you through lately? Dude, it's like being in an abusive relationship where I keep telling myself I'm going to leave, but I can't. And so you just go back every Saturday morning and it ends up ruining your week. It's like yesterday or Wednesday. I was really excited about that game, that match, because I was hoping that we'd actually get back to knowing how to play football. And I was so freaking mad. So yeah, they put me through a lot of stuff. I've supported United since I was like 13. So it's been almost 2 decades of supporting them. So it's It's fine. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be here in 10 years, 20 years. It's fine. Is it expensive to get your liquor license? Not for me, but for a lot of people, depending on where you are in the country, it is. And the reason why that is not that I have an inside track. It's because every city, every state, every part of this country does it a little bit differently. Some cities allow you, some people allow you to buy a liquor license from other people. Some people, like you, just apply. And in Massachusetts, they've actually been trying to become more business friendly. So we didn't have to pay anything incredible, anything crazy for our liquor license. So what bar is this? Looks fancy. It's my bar. And thank you. What did you think of Chicharito's time with Man United? Chicharito was a hilarious player. My favorite example is the goal he scored against Chelsea where he kicked it into his own face to score. I thought he was very good in terms of like his movement in the box, but he was not a good build-up player. You couldn't really rely on him to do much other than just put the ball in the back of the net if the ball got to him. And even so, he would kick it into his own face at times. He was very clumsy, but I liked him a lot. What's in your hand? I don't know what you mean. My hands are right here. If you demotivated in your bartender career, then what will you do for motivation yourself? I'm very confused about that question. I don't know what you mean. If you could respond. You should start a podcast. I've thought about it for a really long time. I used to have a football podcast, which most of you guys would know as soccer. I have for many years. I'm not going to tell you the name of it. Maybe you guys can find it. But it has like 70 episodes where we talked about football every single week. It was awesome. I love doing it. Are you Mexican? No, I'm not Mexican. I am Brazilian. Is Tears of Llorona worth the price? I've never tried it, so I don't want to tell you it's worth it or not. But the fact that it's $300 makes me think no. But I haven't tried it myself, so we'll hold off. We'll hold off on the judgment. I just don't think spending $300 on any bottle is really necessarily worth it. But do you watch anime? And if so, have you watched Blue Lock? I do watch tons of anime. It's one of my favorite things on the planet. I have not watched Blue Lock, but I've read Blue Lock up until a certain point. I think I got into like the 90th chapter, but I haven't watched or read it. I've heard the anime is really good though. Is that a bottle of Lagrimas del Valle? Which rancho? This is from El Chiqueño, and it's really freaking bomb. I love this. All right, friends, we got exactly 2 more minutes. We got any more fun questions? Anyway, I'm going to plug, if you guys don't know, I have a bar and restaurant in Marlborough, Massachusetts. We just launched a brand new menu, and I'd really appreciate it if you guys can go follow our Instagram and help me out. It really means a lot to me. Share, post, and if you live in Massachusetts, come hang out at the bar, come hang out at the restaurant. We will be doing a tequila tasting class on the 29th of November at my bar and restaurant. So if you're in Massachusetts, come on down. I'm going to be posting about it on my Instagram, more details in the next couple of days, and we will be doing a live tequila tasting the 29th of November. Do you speak Portuguese? Claro. Of course I do. I was born in Brazil. I really hope that I could speak it. All right, well, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this live. I will be hopefully live next week at some point. I do have a lot of stuff I'm going to be filming on YouTube. What town is it? The town is in Marlborough, Massachusetts. You can look it up through the link in my bio. And I will say this. I've been really excited to have an editor where I've been able to do more short form video. But what's really exciting is that I've been getting the chance to actually really dive into making really awesome YouTube videos. They're a little bit longer. I know that for most of you on Instagram and most of you guys on TikTok, you don't care because you don't watch long form videos. You just want TikTok and like short form videos. But I promise you that the stuff I'm putting out on YouTube in the next couple of weeks will be much more fun and elaborate than the stuff I do on the short form, because short form is just too short. It's like a minute and a half. But on YouTube, I've actually got some really cool stuff. How much do you pay for Fortaleza? I pay MSRP, so whatever my distributor charges me. It's like $50. I think it's like $46 for a Blanco, $50 for the Repo, $55 for the Añejo, something like that, when they have it. Anyway, can you list the bottles in the description because they are hard to see during the video? I will. I'll add that into the description. All right. Later, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will be live next week, and catch you later.